So I see everybody just want to act up this episode. Welcome to LaVidaRosa. I'm your host Pinky, and today I'm going to be talking about Married at First Sight. So if you'd like to see more, then just stay tuned. But before we begin, I would like for everyone to check out my website, LaVidaRosa Style, where you can find earrings like the ones I'm wearing right now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this video. I have words for people. Matt in particular. I'm trying not to let that last minute of the show affect how I feel overall, but it's really like tap dancing on my nerves right now. But we're gonna get there. I'm gonna start with Greg and Deanna because they didn't really have that much tension going on. I mean, Deanna wakes up to compliments talking about how she woke up like this and how flawless she is. Deanna, at first I was a little bit on your side, like, yeah, that's too many compliments, but girl, I would love for a man to wake up every morning and be like, you are flawless, you are gorgeous. You better take these compliments, girl. Like, I'm serious. Like, I was on your side at first, but I'm like, nah, go ahead and take these compliments. At least he's giving you compliments. Because some of these other husbands, I ain't even heard them compliment their wives yet, Matt. Deanna and Greg had a conversation where they were talking about how in her past she's been hurt, and therefore that's why she's trying to take it slow this time, because she usually jumps the gun and gets her feelings hurt. And I can understand that, but Deanna, you were in situationships, meaning those people were not taking that serious, and you were. Greg is obviously all in the way you are, so I think it's okay to let your guard down and not base her boundaries off of relationships that were not really relationships, you know what I'm saying? But it did give me more insight as to why she's being so standoffish. A lot of people have been saying that she just doesn't like Greg or not attracted to him. I don't believe that. I think she is. I just think exactly what she's saying. She clearly just doesn't want to move too fast. Holding herself back is not working. I feel like she should feel free to do whatever her heart desires, because this is the ideal situation to do that in. In one of her confessionals, she was basically like, I like to be ignored. I guess that makes her come around. I don't know, but I'm like, did you tell Greg that? Because he's doing the exact opposite, and maybe if he knew that's kind of like how you are, maybe he would play along, you know what I'm saying? Later on, she threw Greg a party where she invited his friends, her friends, and like, he was really excited, by the way. He just seemed like he was ecstatic to have like this get together. And it turns out that he's Nigerian, which I would have never guessed, but I mean, interesting. And he wants to have a lot of kids. So I was like, I knew he had that big old 4-bedroom house for a reason. But anyway, the couple breaks off to their individual friends, and Deanna's telling her friends all about, you know, how she's opening up. And even one of her friends was saying how Deanna was one of those standoffish people that would shut people down really easily. She did not play. It was just blunt and straightforward, and she could see a change in Deanna already. So to me, that tells me that Deanna actually has been trying. But it's only so many times that he's gonna be like, please open up, and only so many times where you're gonna be like, I'm trying, or I'm pushing myself, I'm doing this. Like, you're gonna have to go ahead and push yourself on out at some point, because it's gonna get old. Let's move on to Keith and Iris. So we wake up with Keith and Iris froze out. I think I might mention their froze every episode because I just love it. Oh my goodness, I love it. Did Iris make that breakfast? It looked so good. It was like eggs, French toast, bacon. That looked delicious. I mean, the presentation was everything. It really looked like a made-for-TV movie breakfast. It looked good, okay? But during their breakfast, Keith opens up about how his grandmother has cancer, and it's really difficult for him and his family. It seems like her illness really took off as he was on his vacation, honeymoon, and so to come back and to see that his grandmother is sick and he's close with his grandmother was very difficult. And but I was very proud of Iris for really being right there with him, and willing to be that shoulder to lean on. And it really meant a lot to her that he opened up to her about that, and really, you know, was really bringing her along. It just seems like Iris has come along at the right time for him, so he can have somebody to lean on. And it was just heartbreaking to see Iris cry during their visit with his grandmother, because watching a family member go through that is just like the most heartbreaking thing. I don't even want to go into it because I feel like I'm about to cry, but anyway, it seems like that's gonna help them become closer because he's not so open about things like that. Okay, so let's move on to the housewarming. All of Iris's friends and her mom, and as well as Keith's friends, came over and they're like all hanging out. First of all, Iris's mom is like the sweetest. I see where Iris gets her really sweet, hospitable side from, because the fact that her mom reached out to his mom about his grandmother, that was just like, I literally said, "Oh, that was just so sweet of her to do that." Like, she seems like the greatest in-law to have. I would love to have an in-law like her. Oh my goodness. Just to see how Iris's friends were interacting with her and Keith, it was just like, I was just like, I hope Iris don't be telling her friends everything about their relationship, because they seem like the type to bring it up and like throw it in his face, or you know what I'm saying, like I've always been told you're supposed to keep you and your husband's business, and you know, even her just telling about that ring, it was just like, Iris, I hope you don't be telling your friend all your business, because that's gonna cause some problems. Now let's move on to this lemonade situation, which is not even really a situation. Iris was mad because Keith's friends just went in his refrigerator and drank up her lemonade. And what's the problem again? Like, I understand being territorial about your place. I feel like in a situation where you're having a get together and you do have like other drinks like out on the table, what's the problem if somebody goes in the refrigerator and gets lemonade? Like, she act like somebody dug in her purse and got some money. Like, the way she just overreacted, I'm like, Iris, am I gonna have to roll my eyes at you every episode? Like, every single time, huh? Because that didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense to Keith either. And he was just basically like, he's the type that his friends can come over and, you know, mi casa es su casa. And she was just like, no, because now we don't have any more lemonade. As if I can't run to the store and get some more. And then she was just like, well, that's like them going through your things or rummaging through your room. And I'm just like, girl, that is not the same. Like, you going in my refrigerator and getting something to drink is not the same as going in there and picking through my drawers. That's not on the same level at all. Keith thinks it's because she's an only child, and I could agree. I don't like to agree with only child stereotypes because I am an only child. I might be being a little bit hypocritical though, because one time my friend's boyfriend came over and he kind of ate some of my food, and I kind of went off about that. So maybe I'm being hypocritical, but then again, y'all are married. These are your friends. You are having a get together. That is going to happen. They're gonna go in the refrigerator, girl. That didn't make any sense to me. She's gonna have to stop making a big deal out of nothing, because she's done this 2 episodes in a row. Let's see what it's gonna be next episode. I guess we can move on to Jamie and Elizabeth. Oh, they wore me out this episode, y'all. They wore me out because it started off so good. So both of their parents came over, and Jamie's parents are very chill like him, and Elizabeth's parents, especially her dad, are a little bit bonkers, off the wall like her. And her dad just overall just makes me uncomfortable. Why are you even bringing up consummation? Why are you bringing it up? And I'm with Elizabeth. I do not want to talk about that with you. Ugh. His mom mentioned in one of the confessionals that she feels like Elizabeth is going to be a little bit too free for Jamie, and that it's not going to work out. And I was like, did you say that to him? Because I don't know, the way he was acting a little bit later on kind of made me feel like maybe you had said that to him. Also, her employment came up. She's going to be working for her dad, but she couldn't really even explain what she's going to be doing for her dad. I think really all that matters is that she has a job and she's going to be working. Does it matter that her father is giving her a job? Like, it's a lot of people that work for their families. I mean, Asian people come over to America, do it all the time. Actually, immigrants come over here and do that all the time. What is wrong with that? I didn't see what the big issue with that was, but we'll get to that later. The issue of kids came up, and she was like, maybe in 1.5 to 2 years. And he was like, I was thinking more like 2 or 3. I was like, why both of y'all lying? Neither one of y'all want kids. And they was just basically lying because they just didn't want to hear it from their parents. And I could understand that, but just be honest, because what if they looking for grandkids and you sitting up here lying? When Jamie's mom bust out his stepdaddy's eyebrows, I could have. Why did she do that? Why did she do that? And Elizabeth was basically like, I cannot work miracles. I had a little something to work with Jamie. I don't know about the daddy. I could have screamed. I could have screamed. So it seemed like a really great time. But after the parents left, they sat down and Elizabeth began to probe him with questions about his mother and father's divorce, because the man that came over was his stepdad. So she was just wondering, like, you know, how does the divorce affect him and his outlook on marriage? And he immediately went defensive and immediately started to passive aggressively attack her. He said that she knew that was a very sensitive topic to him, but maybe she really didn't think it would be. I think if she really knew it was that serious, she wouldn't even ask that question. Like, I doubt she was just trying to put him in his feelings. And because he couldn't handle his feelings, he decided to go in on the fact that her dad was getting her a job and how she couldn't get no job without her dad, and nepotism, and how it's not a real job. And when people ask him, what does she do? He doesn't know what to say. And he even jabbed at her for not finishing college. And I feel like, okay, the questions he was asking could be valid. Though I feel like those are valid questions, honestly. But the way he was doing it was nasty. It was not with good intentions. He was trying to make her mad. He was trying to be nasty. And she was not backing down. Like, she was answering the questions. She was, you know, coming back at, she was getting back with him. And it was just like, I don't know. I did not expect him to do anything as childish as that. I would expect that more so coming from her. She was just saying how if he keep on doing that, that's just gonna push her away. And it got so bad that he actually left. Like, he left. I guess when he cooled off a little bit, he came back with flowers, which was nice, because in the beginning of the episode, she was saying that she liked getting flowers and she wanted to get flowers basically on a regular basis. And he came in and was like, well, we need to talk. He wants her to be more serious, and he wants her to stop asking questions like, do you really like me? Are you really gonna stick around? This, and that. I'm thinking that really is speaking to how he feels about his parents' divorce. Maybe it pokes him there. Whatever it is, it makes him feel very insecure in the relationship, and he doesn't like that she asked those questions. And at this point, she got down and dirty on his level and started throwing low blows. Y'all already know the low blows she took. I can't even imagine what that is, so I'm not even gonna bring it up. I don't even know what it is, so I'm not gonna bring it up. I don't even think I want to know what it is. Obviously, he's somebody that will leave, because he left again and he took the cat with him this time. And I thought that was very immature. like you really left all the way out the house and took the cat with you. Are you done? I don't know. Like, for whatever reason, I'm on Elizabeth's side. Y'all let me know down below whose side are y'all on in this argument, because I completely didn't understand why he was snapping on her. I do understand that she probably really did strike a nerve in him, but did she purposefully do that? And can you express your feelings like a grown man instead of just going off being childish, taking low blows at me? Because I feel like that's the only reason why she hit him below the belt too. See, he hit below the belt, but she knew how to uppercut below the belt. So it's not my fault that you can't handle my mouth. That's how I feel about this situation. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below. Matt and Amber. Matt, you're getting a major side eye from me. everybody has been questioning Matt in my comments. Everybody. And I'm sitting up here trying to be positive, trying to see where Matt might be coming from in this situation. You already was suspect coming in this situation with no family. Your family don't even know about you getting married. Not one family member, you ain't got not one sibling you're gonna invite. See, I didn't want to dig in that deep, but your behavior is warranting all of this questioning. I used to think maybe he had like a stoic face or just a stoic personality to make him seem like he's indifferent, nonchalant, don't care. But now I see, no, you literally are nonchalant and do not care. Even in the beginning of this episode with him being so sarcastic, yeah, I'm excited. Don't do that to me. Don't patronize me. One part of their car ride kind of threw me off. Like, I should have known because Matt plays basketball, but both of them loving basketball. And I was just like, y'all do? I thought only a certain demographic even knew about that movie. The fact that she knows it word for word, I'm like, Amber, me and Amber would be friends because I love loving basketball as well. And then he was like, yeah, I would even name my child Quincy. I'm like, really? Quincy? You still getting a side eye. So, of course, kids come up because he said he wanted to name his kids. So, let's transition into the kids talk, right? I feel like he brought that up on purpose. Maybe he's not that diabolical, but it felt that way looking back. He basically said that he wants to be stable and secure and successful before he has kids. Meaning he wants to wait 5 to 8 years before he has kids. In 8 years, Amber will be 35. He will be 40. And her problem was, that's going to be too old. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to have a baby at 35, but you're really risking not being able to have kids. The longer you wait, the more you're not going to be able to have kids. She's 27. I'm 27. So I feel like I'm on the same wavelength with Amber. Maybe you should have found somebody younger. It's just actual statistics. The older you get as a woman, the harder it is to have babies, the harder it is to carry babies, the higher the risk of abnormalities. We on the clock. Okay? So we don't have time for you to be, nonchalantly saying, maybe in 8 years. How many years? You know how old I'm going to be in 8 years? That would have been the beginning of the end for me. Because, especially if I truly want kids, let's not even play these games. Let me go and be with somebody who's not playing with me. Because I feel like he said that on purpose. If that's not bad enough, then he went on to say, it's not that I'm scared of the idea of having a child. It's the fact that I'm going to be bonded with someone by default. And at that point, I would have had to be like, skirt, we pulling this car over. What? Because we already bonded by default. What does that mean? He is slowly showing who he is. And I just hate the fact that Amber has to go through this because this is exactly what she was afraid of. So when they finally get there and they're being with the family, her twin swiftly rips her away. And I'm like, yes. I thought we was going to get Matt being grilled, but we didn't get it. I was, dang, he deserved it. I laughed when he got that little look on his face like, oh, you're about to go? Yeah, I'm sick of you for right now. Anyway, so it was so cute to see Amber talking with her sister because literally it was like Amber sitting in front of a mirror talking to herself. Like they have the same kind of personality and it was just so funny to see them both. So when they went inside, they were talking with her family because we don't have no idea where his family is. They asked her how well does she think she knows him after only 3 weeks. And she was like, about a 2 or 3. And he was like shocked, like, what? What? And she was just like, well, you barely open up. But people were like laughing and talking over her. But she was like, he's hard to crack open. I can't hardly get to know him. Everybody was laughing over it, but I heard it. And then he goes on to say he feels like he knows her about a 5 because she talks so much. Everybody laughs. See, what I don't like about him is that he knows what to say. He knows how to be, you know, social or whatever, and then a jerk behind the scenes. Reminds me of someone from last season. You would think that that would just lead to a happily ever after day, because she just was so happy to see her family. It just made her feel good. Until we fast forward to later on. Is it the next day? But we get some raw video footage of them in their apartment, and Matt is there, and then Matt is not there. And then we see Amber, who's doing everything to keep herself from going crazy, because she don't know where her husband is. She been calling him. He ain't been answering the phone. Apparently, he's with one of his friends. And when I tell you the way she was sobbing, I almost shed a tear, but I couldn't even shed a tear because I just felt like I wanted to ride out. I just felt like I wanted to be her friend, to be like, let's go find him. I would have put my excellent spy skills to good use. Okay, we finding out where he is. I promise I would have found out where he was, and we would have rolled up on. I have no faith in Matt anymore. I don't know what he's gonna possibly do to make it up to me like I'm married to him. I just don't see how this is gonna work, y'all. I don't see how Amber could trust him after him making her feel that way. And I don't know. I just felt her, because I've never lived with anybody. I've never been married or anything. But I've been in this situation where I've been in a relationship with somebody, and I've called and called and called, and they did not answer. And clearly something was going on. And that really hurt me. And I cried the way she did. So I could feel her, and that hurt me, and it made me want to ride out. I'm looking at you, Matt. So let me know how y'all feel down below. Are y'all as upset as I am? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Let me know down below. I hope this video is not too long, because I just did a lot of talking. But I just had to get my feelings out, y'all. I was so upset with more than one person in this episode. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace.